Daramukam Tambraravindekshana Bhaktabhishtavarabhaya Pradakaram Kaupinamotrojvalam Svatmanandarasanubhuti Sarvanavadyangakam Srimantam Shri Ramaneshwaram Guruvaram Yogasanadhyasitam Dhyayet Shri Ramaneshwaram Dhyayet Shri Ramaneshwaram Dhyayet Shri Ramaneshwaram Hridaya Kuhara Madhye Kevalam Brahmavatram Yahamahamiti Sakshatatmarupena Bhati Hridivishamanasa Swam Chimbata Machatava Pavana Chalanarodha Atmanishto Bhavatam. Namo Ramana. In this Tuesday Satsang from Ramanacentre for Learning, Bengaluru, we have been meditating on Bhagavan's Upadesham from the book Years in the Presence of Ramana, My Master, Reminiscences by Mahakrishna Swami, who was staying in Ramanashramam and then moved to Brazil to Ramanacentre there. And it is the original, his Reminiscences, original edition was done by our founder, President Sri A.R. Natarajanji. And we are looking at the third chapter. The second chapter was about how the happiness is the natural state of everybody. The third chapter is a collection of all questions and answers put to Bhagavan on the art of dissipating the illusion. Though the natural truth of all of us is the happiness is the natural truth of all of us, the reason why we all see that we are not experiencing is because of the illusion, and how Bhagavan dissipated the illusion is what we are going to look at it in this chapter. And we are looking at the question put to Bhagavan: why do the dualist and non-dualist philosophies spend all their time questioning each other? Is a question put to Bhagavan. And after that, Bhagavan answers, if each one took care of their own affairs, there would be no disputes. This is the answer given by Bhagavan. So we can, when we look at this dualist and non-dualist philosophies, of course, the Advaita is the non-dualistic approach, which is the Gnana Marga. The dualistic approach, which is both present in Visishta Advaita and Advaita and the Dvaita schools. And the question is, why is these two philosophies or these schools spend a lot of time questioning each other? And Bhagavan doesn't try to answer those things because that is the illusion. We are still in the illusion that there is this different schools, and each of these followers of these schools are there, and they are having lot of questions about them and spend a lot of time. And in looking into it, I am spending my time. I am trying to get a grasp of something which makes absolutely no mileage for me. But now that I am in front of Bhagavan and I am asking this question, why do people do this? And how beautifully Bhagavan dissipates the illusion, we can say. The illusion of getting carried away by what we see of various schools of philosophies and why they spend their time. Bhagavan says, if the answer is universal, if all of those people, including the person who put this question to Bhagavan, each of them took up their own affairs. That means, why did we come? What is the purpose of us having come to this world or to this Sannidhi of Bhagavan? We can put it in each of these way. Then there would be no dispute, says Bhagavan. Now, Bhagavan is beautifully bringing the attention to that important thing, Vanda Velaya Par. Why did you come? Why have you come? And if you put the same question, even to a dualistic practitioner, which is Dvaita or Visishtadvaita, or even to a person who is following the Advaitic way, what is the purpose for which you have come? If you put this question, all the three schools will tell to gain moksha, to become free of this samsara, to realize the truth. So that is the main purpose in Who Am I? The whole purpose of all of us is to gain that unalloyed happiness. So it may be different schools in which one may be looking at it, but the purpose of all of them is to gain happiness. So if we put our attention to that affair of how do I get the ananda, that unalloyed happiness, whether I am in an Advaitic school or from a Dvaitic school or from a Visishta Advaitic school, it doesn't matter. If I put my attention to the goal, which is to get moksha, which is to get unalloyed happiness, then, and if I put my effort towards it to gain that, or naturally my attention will go away from the samsara. Because in samsara, we all know the path of dharma, the path of artha, kama. We have all practiced. We all work for money. We all work heavily, this doesn't matter which school we are from. We practice all the duties, karma. If you follow all the ritual, all the things we have to follow as a dharmic person, despite all of it, from the world, we get the ups and downs. Either from the world we get it, we may get it from our indriyas and body. From the indriyas, we may get it in a subtle way. Some we like and some we don't like. If you put a bitter food onto my tongue, I may not like it. So, Adi Bhautika, Adi Dhaivika, and Adhyatmika challenges will come for us, for all of us, from the samsara. So therefore, finding an unalloyed happiness there is like, trying to quench the thirst using a mirage. A mirage is something where there is no real water, but it makes us feel that there is water. And despite of knowledge, it continues. We may know the knowledge very well that the mirage has no water, But despite that, it appear to be like that, there is some water flowing there or some water present there. So the outward samsara, all the three philosophies, all the three schools are very clear that there is no happiness outside. So the happiness and the whole purpose of all the three schools is telling us to gain that moksha, that unalloyed happiness. Therefore, and it is also clearly saying it is not there in the samsara out there. And therefore, they are all asking us to turn inward and find the happiness. The Advaita says, I am Tattvamasi, I am Brahman. So once you know that, there will be unalloyed happiness. The Visishtadvaita may say, Vishnu is everything, therefore he is the soul, he is the truth of the world. So he is everything. And the Dvaita may say, yeah, the world is real, the soul is real, the Vishnu, the Supreme Soul is also real, and the whole purpose of our life is to turn towards Vishnu and have servitude towards him. So essentially, they are all asking us to turn away from the world towards that higher truth, towards that thing which is there, for the only purpose of happiness. Therefore, if we don't focus on that, Bhagavan is saying, if we don't focus on trying to get that natural happiness or that happiness which may be given by the blessings of Vishnu or a Supreme Lord, there is no other. We have lost the whole purpose of the life. If we keep on going with this question, why do these people fight? For what reason? And what would we fight for, even if we did? Because I will fight, but the reality is real. Or I may fight for the logic that I am Brahman, that there is only one truth is real. It is not. That's all I may fight. That this being more right and that being more right. But with that victory or failure, Bhagavan is asking, if we get into a discussion, will we get the main purpose that which we have come from, which is for the moksha, the unalloyed happiness. That is why Bhagavan very sweetly is bringing the considering, even if we are following a path and we are trying to weigh out which of these schools is better, Bhagavan is saying don't waste time in all of that, because all the three schools are saying moksha, unalloyed happiness is the goal, and the path of achieving that unalloyed happiness may be defined differently in Advaita and Visishtadvaita and Dvaita. But it doesn't matter if we hold on to the path for the single purpose of attaining that unalloyed happiness. That matters, says Bhagavan. And in that, if we adopt to that path, naturally we will turn away our attention from samsara